Okay, in this video, we're going to walk through how to set up DeadlineFunnel for your Evergreen course hosted on MemberVault. So what is DeadlineFunnel? So I just pulled up their site and it talks about it can help boost sales in your email campaigns and webinars, Evergreen funnels, live launches. And it says right here, DeadlineFunnel gives each of your leads a unique and authentic deadline for your offer. So why is this even important when it comes to your Evergreen offers? Evergreen courses are offered all year round, so they're not going to have that same built-in urgency as a course that is going through a live launch. A live launch will have an open cart and a closed cart period. So there's a limited time where you can actually sign up for it. Whereas an Evergreen course, people know that you can access that all year round, so they're not going to have that same urgency. But when you use a tool like DeadlineFunnel, it allows you to still have a personalized deadline for each potential student by offering a discount for a certain period of time, or maybe additional bonuses that they get access to. So it's still a way for people to have the urge to enroll sooner based on the different incentives that you're providing. Let's go ahead and dive in and walk through how we can set this up on MemberVault. Okay, so what we're going to do is go into your MemberVault account and we're going to create two different products. You can keep both of them invisible, but if you want one to be visible in your marketplace, then one will need to be invisible and one will need to be set as active. The reason why you want one invisible is because that's going to be the one that's going to have the discounted price or the different incentives, and you don't want people to see that. You just want them to see the product that's going to have the regular price. Now, throughout this video, I'm going to keep both of mine invisible because I'm not going to really launch these. Okay, so I'm inside of the product that's going to have the discounted price. So I have given this $97 price. And then if we go to the other one, we're going to see that I have that set to $197. Scroll down here and we see $197. I actually came back into the discounted price product because I want to add some bonuses to it. So say I wanted to add other products within this particular one. So I'm going to go down here and do add action, so that when they make this purchase and take advantage of signing up for this course before the deadline is up, not only are they going to get the discount, but they're also going to get additional products. By going down to add action, when this happens, add it to product, how, I'll select any, do this, I'm going to select add member to product, and then I can add whatever other products that I want them to have access to. So, maybe I choose this, then I can do the same thing, do another add member to product, choose another product for them to have. We'll just do this. Okay, so now we're good to go. Okay, now one thing that we want to go ahead and do is grab the links for each one of these products so that we can just plug them in when we're in DeadlineFunnel. So you can get the link by going to this gear icon, and I'm going to get the direct purchase link because it's going to take them directly to the sign up where they can actually submit payment and all of that. So I'm going to go ahead and collect this direct purchase link. I'm going to save it somewhere and identify it as the discounted price. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other one and label it the regular price so I know which link is which. Okay, so as you can see, I just went ahead and pasted them here on this doc, so it's going to be easy for me to grab these links later on as I'm building out the campaign in DeadlineFunnel. Okay, one thing I want to point out is that DeadlineFunnel has really good help desk articles that walk you through step-by-step how to do something. So you might be using a different landing page than what I'm using right now in this tutorial, but if you need to use a different platform, they have really good help desk articles that you can refer to. So this is one that I could find for MemberVault, and it just basically shows you where to plug in different codes and things within your MemberVault account and how it will look once you have all the codes added in the correct places. Okay, so now we're finally in DeadlineFunnel and we are going to create a new campaign. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this. And when you get to this page, it's going to show you exactly what to do. It's going to take you step by step. So just take it one step at a time. So it says right here, type your campaign name here. So I'm going to say MemberVault Fast Action Bonus. It's going to have you create like a folder or a way to categorize it, and you have to put something here. So I just put Evergreen course. Then it's going to ask for your email provider and landing page builder. For the landing page builder, because DeadlineFunnel doesn't integrate with MemberVault, I just selected other. But as you can see here, there's all kinds of different things that you can add here. Okay, so if you're using any of these, you would just select the one that you're using. I'm going to leave it as other. The email provider that I use is ConvertKit. You can change this to whichever email service provider that you're using, and it will walk you through the same steps. Now, based on which platform and which email service provider that you use, the steps that I'm doing in this video are gonna look a little bit different because there's gonna be different instructions for each kind, but it will give you the instructions for the platforms that you're using. For the campaign type, I'm gonna select Evergreen, and now I'm gonna select next. Okay, so it's asking for the deadline link. So you can choose however many days that you want. I recommend using hours instead of days. So for instance, if you want it to be 7 days, let's go to Google and see how many hours is in 7 days. 168 hours. So I'm going to come over to DeadlineFunnel. I'm going to put 168 hours. And then I'm going to change it to my time zone, which is Central Standard Time. And it's telling you right here, it's giving you 2 examples. It says, if subscriber A starts their deadline tracking on Wednesday, May 1st at 10 a.m., then their deadline will be Wednesday, May 8th at 10 a.m. So it's telling you exactly what it will be. I prefer to use hours instead of days because I feel like it just gives a more accurate time. Do it how you want. That's just how I recommend to do it. So now I'm going to go ahead and select next. And this is where it's asking for those links that we had in MemberVault. So it says, add the page with the special offer, and then what page do you want it to redirect to after the deadline is expired. So I'm going to go ahead and grab those links that I had. I'm going to choose my discounted price link, come back over to DeadlineFunnel, paste it in. Same thing for the regular price. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it in. Then I'm going to hit finish because I don't need to add a new page. Okay, so now we're going to follow the steps that they have set up right here under the campaign setup. So literally take this step by step. So it says add this tag into your ConvertKit automation. If I were to click here, it's going to take me to a help desk article that tells me how to integrate DeadlineFunnel with ConvertKit. So I'm going to go ahead and click on add integration, then add new integration. I'm going to select create deadline funnel tracking and hit next. It's asking me to select the email service provider. So I'm going to click ConvertKit and I'm going to click next. And it's asking me for my API key and API secret key. Obviously not going to put this on video. So I'm going to go ahead and just add it and then come back to the next step. Okay, so I've added my API keys and now it's asking me to select the tag that's going to start the tracking for this deadline funnel. So I've already created a tag called Fast Action Bonus. So that's the one that I'm going to use. And now it's saying automatically create the webhook in ConvertKit. So I'm going to go ahead and click create a webhook. It's saying that it's created. Okay, so right here it says optional. What is the name of the custom field where you want to store each subscriber's deadline for this campaign? It says you can also type the field name and we'll create the field for you. So I'll just say deadline funnel campaign. So now they have created that field automatically for me in ConvertKit. So I'm going to hit next. It's asking if I need a new integration. Okay, so basically it's telling me what would happen. So if this happens, tag Fast Action Bonus is added to a subscriber, then start their deadline funnel tracking in this campaign and update the deadline funnel campaign in ConvertKit with their deadline. But now I want to go back to the campaign and finish going through the steps. So right here, it says add this tag to your ConvertKit automation to add your subscribers to this deadline funnel campaign. There's one more thing that we need to do, and it's actually going to be on this page. And if I scroll down, it shows me how to do it in this video. Okay, so it showed 2 different ways that you could set this up. I'm just going to do it as a visual automation. So I'm going to go ahead and click new automation, start from scratch. And I'm going to name this deadline funnel. Okay, I'm going to start building. I'm going to do this as when someone joins a form, I'm going to choose deadline funnel test form. This is a form I've already created. You can create a new one if you need to. I'm going to do add event. And then I'm going to add a tag and I'm going to include that deadline funnel tag that I created, that fast action bonus. And then the next step is going to be the email sequence that they're going to be added to, the sales sequence. So I'm going to just call this deadline funnel sequence day 1. I already have that from some other time that I've created it. So I'm just going to use that. So we have this set up. This is good to go. And now we can go on to the next step. Okay, so now that we finished that step, we can go ahead and check that off because we're done and we're going to go to the next one. So it says update email links in your ConvertKit automation. So now I'm going to click on this and I'm going to see what they're talking about. So how to add deadline funnel email links to your ConvertKit emails. It basically shows you right here. I already know how to do this, so we'll just walk through it together. Okay, so on the left-hand side over here, it says emails, and we're going to go ahead and click on that. and it's showing us our email link. Use this link in your emails anywhere that you're linking to that page. Instead of the actual link to the MemberVault product, it's saying to use this link instead. If I want to add a link to any of these ConvertKit emails, this is what I'm going to need to use in order for them to access the discount with the deadline timer. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to go into my email sequence in ConvertKit so that you can see what this looks like. Okay, so now that we are inside of the email sequence within ConvertKit, this is where you're gonna start creating your sales sequence and crafting your email. So basically what I did was I said, hey, and then I personalized it with their first name by clicking here, choosing add personalization, search for property. I'm gonna choose subscriber first name. So now I could say, save $100 by clicking here, and I can highlight this, use this to add my link, and hit apply. Like whenever this email goes out, it's going to be personalized to whoever that specific subscriber is. So I can also add a button and do it that way. I can click here, I can add a button, I can say save $100. I'm going to go over here to styles, add my link, and then now that link is applied. So obviously, a sales email, you're going to need to put way more than this. I just wanted to show you how to add the link into the email, but we also want to add the timer in there as well. So let's go back to DeadlineFunnel, and right here it says email timer code. Now this is where I got tripped up when I was doing this for my client. Every single time you add an HTML code to an email, you have to get a new one every single time. You have to copy this every time. So for the first email, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to put in an HTML block right here, and I'm going to add that HTML code and hit save. So now what's going to happen, my countdown timer is showing up. Now I don't like that it's left aligned, so let me go back. You can actually click right here so that it's automatically centered. So I'm going to go back and change this with the new code and do it like that. Okay, so now it's centered. You can edit this timer. So if you click here, it's going to allow you to change the appearance. They have different versions of the code that you can use. If I go over here to colors, I can add in my brand color for the hex code. And you've got, different settings here. You could change the font style. Now, when it expires, this is what's going to show up in place of that countdown timer. So you can go through here and see if you want to choose another one. You can even upload your own image. So just be aware of that. When that countdown timer is up, it's going to go with whatever you have selected here. Or you can choose for it to just show nothing. So you can choose this if you don't want anything to show up at all when the timer expires. We're going to go back over here. In this email, I have this code. In the next email that I'm going to send on the next day, I need to go back and click this again. I cannot use that same HTML code from this email in the next email. Otherwise, it's going to throw everything off. And if you want to know why, this important notice here says, please recopy the HTML code each time you want to show an email timer. If you do not recopy the code each time, it's not going to show the correct deadline in your email. So if you want to learn more about why, just click here and it will explain it. You can add another email here. So say you have like 7 or 8 emails that you want to send, you would just keep adding them here. And in this new email, like I said, I need to go back to DeadlineFunnel and I need to recopy this HTML code for the second email, so on and so forth. So always make sure you recopy this code. Also remember, for the very first email, you need to have this be sent immediately. And so you would place that, you would have it say send email 0 days so that it goes out immediately. Then the next one, you can, change this to be a day after the previous email was sent or however long. Make sure that you update this based on how you're sending out your emails. Okay, so now that I have that done, I'm going to go ahead and check that off the box. I've already added an email timer to my email. I need to come over here to appearance because we want to get our floating bar. So this is you can have the floating bar show up like this. You can go over here to the template and customize it a little bit. You can make it full width. by adding it like that so it goes all the way across the screen. If you click on placement, you can have it show up at the top of the page. It's basically showing you exactly how it's going to show up when people go to your MemberVault landing page. And you can see how this is going to look on mobile as well. I'm going to go back to the quick start so that we can follow along with this. So it says, make sure that you have added the deadline funnel tracking code once to the header of any website where you want the deadline funnel to appear. So this is the other important thing that we need to do. Up here at the top, it says tracking code. If I click on that, this is the tracking code that I need to add into MemberVault. Okay, so here it is. If I scroll down, it's going to show me exactly where to put that code. It's telling me to go to general and then paste it in this custom JavaScript section. So I've already done this, but I'm going to show you exactly what I did. I'm going to go over here to settings. I'm going to click on general and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page and click on advanced settings. And now I'm going to add that code into the custom JavaScript section. If I click on this, I already have some codes on here. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to delete the deadline funnel that I had previously added and put the new one in. All I did was I clicked on tracking code, I copied this, and I added it into the custom JavaScript section within MemberVault. And now it says how to add the inline countdown timer to your MemberVault page. It's basically showing you how to get that. So here's the inline timer code. I'm going to copy it and it's going to tell me to go to products and then open up a source code. Okay, so I'm going to go into the discounted product by clicking on this pencil right here, and I'm going to scroll down and I can choose where I want this to go. So I'm just going to click on this link here. I'm going to add that code, the inline timer code, and click save. And so now what should happen is I should see the timer show up when I click the direct purchase link button, because that's the URL that it's on. Go ahead and do this. And now we see the deadline timer there. Okay, so we know that it's working. The codes have been added correctly and the timer is showing up the way that it's supposed to. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is test the campaign, and that's the last step that we need to do. If I click over here on testing, it's gonna say clear tracking. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I've deleted all the test emails that I was tracking before. So now let's start from scratch. Add myself to the form, make sure I get added to the automation, that the email gets sent out, that the custom field is updated, and when I click on the link within the email, that it takes me to the right link. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so in ConvertKit, I'm gonna go ahead and click on the test form that I set up. I'm gonna grab the link. I'm gonna open this in an incognito window. I'm gonna type in a test email address. Okay, so here's the email. I'm gonna hit subscribe. Okay, so now let's go back into ConvertKit. Okay, so here's the test email, and we see that the deadline funnel campaign is showing. It's showing me the date. If I scroll down, the tag has been added. If I click over here to automations, I was added properly to the automations, and I was also added properly to the sequence. So now I'm gonna go into my inbox to make sure that I get the email. Okay, so here it is. We can see the deadline timer has started, and here's the link. I'm gonna go ahead and open this in an incognito window, and here's the deadline timer, and it's taken me to the correct page. Okay, so now let's go back into deadline funnel to make sure that the tracking shows up there as well. Okay, so now that we're back in deadline funnel, if I click on analytics, it's gonna show one person. Now I've been testing this. It's showing me the first email that I used, but if I click on here, I know it looks like it's a totally different email, but if I click on here and click on these three dots, it's gonna show me the email that I actually used, right? So it's keeping track of everything. It's keeping track of my IP address, so people can't like try to get sneaky and use different emails. So just be aware of that. I'm gonna go back to analytics, and then this is where it's showing the deadline start time and the deadline stop time, so we know that it's working properly. I know that was a lot. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have.